carving, the wood spirit, the old man of the mountains, a trapper, a mountain man, or whatever, I found an old video that I had filmed back in 1995, and I'm going to present that to you, and it's how to carve from start to finish in roughly 1 hour. This wood spirit, or I think I called him Jib in this video. What was really surprising to me is that in the filming of this video, I have some things that I still use today. For example, the Dremel. This very Dremel that I'm holding in my hands, I have in my studio back in 1995, and I had the Dremel for quite a number of years before that, and it's still good. And you tend to hang on to the things that work for you. So yeah, that's a really a good recommendation for Dremel, that this very tool was hanging in my studio all those years ago. You'll notice that I still use Deft, and if it works, you don't want to change. So I've stayed with Deft wood finish now for about 30 years. A good product, I certainly recommend it. Hi, I'm Ron Adamson. Today I'm going to carve a mountain man. This particular wood carving here is made out of juniper. Color is natural. But if I hold this up and put my arm or put a board across here, you can see that there's not that much area taken off. And that's kind of what we'll concentrate on. But beginner carvers have a tendency to do the wrong thing, get frustrated and quit, and that's what I can help you to avoid. I think you'll find as you go that wood carving is a lot of fun. If you start like I did, I started with sitting in a chair in the house and holding a box between my feet to catch the wood chips, and eventually I got to where I had to have an outside shop because it is dusty, a lot of dust and sanding around everywhere. It doesn't take long for us to be, we're quite a ways into it. Getting the basic facial structure on there really is not that difficult nor time consuming. But as you progress, you'll want to incorporate more old braids if you're doing Indians, or ornaments, little extra things. As I form this, I start kind of allowing for that now. Try to keep back so you can see what's going on. I mentioned at the outset that a lot of times beginning wood carvers do things kind of backwards. What I was referring to was in setting up the eyes. All too often I see a beginning wood carver and the eyes look like fish eyes, or they look real bubbly, and it's really easy to avoid that, and it's really hard not to do that when you first start. So we'll get to that in a few minutes as I take away a little bit more of this. I'll start to structure a little bit up here, a brim of his hat over the forehead, and then we'll come down in and we'll set those eyes up so that they don't look bug-eyed or fish-eyed. Okay, now that we have it signed and dated, this will be a June 95 wood carving. I use Deft wood finish. It dries fast. It really enhances the grain. I've used this for 20-some years. It's, I won't call it a cheap product, but it's not really very expensive. Deft is good because it dries fast. Within a half an hour, you put another coat of finish on. Altogether, about 3 coats is what I do, with a light sanding in between. I always clean off the lid first. My way of doing things, don't need to. The grain of the wood out. Of course, it'll look real shiny at first, but it won't be this slick shiny when it's done. Make sure you're working into those deep places like the eyes. I certainly appreciate you joining me. I I've had my studio here in Montana for 20 plus years. So there we have it. In a little bit more than an hour, we've put together a pretty nice wood carving. So tell your friends about wood carving the easy way with Ron Adamson. Thank you. But I think this is kind of a useful video, and you can take a look at what I did nearly 15 years ago in wood carving. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to make it's a full 1 hour DVD on how to carve a wood spirit in detail with the cottonwood bark. And I'm going to put it up for sale on my website.